Hey folks, JD here, and today we're taking another look at the JJRC Cygnus. Okay, so why so soon? Well, as you will remember, a couple of weeks ago when we were flying this, we had Storm Brian that came in, and I had to fly this at a particular time because then we had 4 days of nothing but rain, hail, really high winds, 70-80 mile an hour winds. So I had to fly this so that we could see what it was like. Fortunately, these motors are extremely powerful and it cut through the wind that we had at the time. That wind ramped up through the day as well. So today, as you can see, look at it. So still. Such a beautiful day. So I wanted to take this guy back up and see what he's like on a day when there's no wind, when it's all completely still, because I think this guy is really impressive. I was really taken with this. I hope I'm still going to think exactly the same as well. Also, this time what we're going to try and do is take him up a little bit higher. Not very high, but just high enough so we can put this camera to the test, because I think this is one of the best cameras I've seen on a toy grade quadcopter. So that being said, folks, let's take him up. Okay, so we're going to start recording video because we know this battery, it can handle quite a lot of time. Let's automatically bind to the quadcopter just for the single up and down movement. Now the lights on the quadcopter are steady and the LED on this transmitter is steady. So let's take her up. Oh yeah, look at it go. Look at that. Wow, that holds very well. Okay, we've still got a bit of movement. This is expected. It's altitude hold, not GPS lock. But that being said, look at that. Really is such, that's really nice. I know obviously we couldn't have a look at these features fully at the time of the high winds, because obviously I couldn't keep her steady because we had to just keep on moving her. Now this is slow speed, so this is the slowest speed that the quadcopter has. This is 30%. And she's moving really well. I'm really quite happy with this. Okay, this is brilliant. Okay, let's try the automatic landing as well, because obviously we saw the automatic takeoff just now, and the automatic landing as well. I'm going to take her a little bit further away from me. Then we're just going to push this little button here, and she should come in for a little bit of a bumpy, but still nonetheless a landing. Look at that. That was really nice. Okay, so the landing worked really well. Let's try the takeoff again. So the takeoff is just this top button, and up she goes. Now that's me turning her. She doesn't automatically turn. Very good. Okay, let's take her up a little bit. Let's turn her around so we can point to the way of the trees, and then let's take her up a little bit. And let's see what we can see. Oh, that's nice. Just the tops of trees, a little bit of a sunrise. That's excellent. Okay, I want to see what that comes out like, because I was very happy with the footage from the last flight. And even though the flight footage was a little bit erratic, just down to the weather, you could still see that the quality on the lens was a lot higher than some of the other toy grade quadcopters on the market. Okay, so up we go again. Okay, this is quite nice speed. Flip forward. That worked really well. Wow. She is such a large copter that when she flips, it really does seem as if she's going to fall out of the sky. Oh. And you could really hear whoom whoom with the blades cutting through the air as she turns. Amazing. And again. Oh, that one was a little bit dodgy because I was at a bit of a slight angle. Wanted to see how she would automatically right herself, and she did. She did very well. She really does handle so incredibly well. So, speed mode 2. Now we can see the little bit more power that she's putting out. You can see the quadcopter plunges forward. Let's increase the altitude slightly. Let's get some nice shots from around where I am, because it is a beautiful place where I live, and I never show it that much. Right, so down we come again. This is speed mode 2, don't forget. Looking very fast. And let's kick her into speed mode 3. 3 beeps. She pitches forward a lot further on speed mode 3. And she really does rip up the air. Look at her go. And those motors handle so incredibly well. And obviously this is, you're seeing this as a quadcopter revisit, but I have flown this one extra time as well. Just because I wanted to check that when I crashed her the first time, wasn't much of a crash, it was just when she came to land. I just wanted to make sure that she was okay and she was firing on all systems, which she is, as you can see. None of the propellers were cracked. All the screws are all nicely done up and all tight. Brilliant, incredible, I would go as far as to say. Really very, very good indeed. So we have fine-tune buttons on this on the right hand, almost like D-pad. So just to show you, let me just bring this quadcopter and make her a little bit safer. So just here we have automatic, we have fine-tuning. I haven't had to use those once, or standard trim. She is just, all I had to do is take her out of the box and fly her. And obviously there are those times, now and again, not very often, where you have to bring a copter back down, recalibrate it by moving the analog sticks to the corner left and then to the corner right, and then she goes back up and she's absolutely fine, obviously for non-GPS quadcopters. This one didn't have to have any of that, just absolutely worked straight out of the box. Controlling her, or when she needs more power or when she needs less power, you've got it all there at your fingertips. Okay, so we're at speed mode 3 still. Let's take her back. I'm going to stop recording. Let's take her back to speed mode 1. As you can see, we've been through the 3 speed modes. I've been recording for over 6 minutes and the battery lights are not flashing. That's normally time where the battery lights flash, and they're not. So I haven't jinxed this flight. But as you can see, it's just so incredibly good. Its flight is so incredibly stable. Yes. And for a quadcopter of this caliber, it's really not that expensive. Obviously there is a link in the description should you want to find out more. She's not working hard at all. She is just working quite normally. Oh, don't forget, this is 30% speed. We're on the lowest speed mode possible. And she is just flying and there is no issues with her at all. Okay, so let's have a little look again at this automatic landing. Oh, there's the battery lights. There's the battery lights. Okay, let's take her around one last time. We're on the cusp now of about 10 and a half minutes. So I'm going to take her around again. Drop her altitude slightly. Just take her around for one final fly past. And then we'll bring her in for a landing. Look at that. Incredibly, incredibly good. Okay, so here she is, and here comes the automatic landing. Even then, perfect. In for an automatic landing, straight down, and she managed to stick. Okay, let's get a verdict. Okay, so the last time we flew this, obviously we had Storm Brian banging on our front door. And I thought then she was very powerful, I thought then she was good, but now she's even better. When there's no wind at all, you can see exactly what this quadcopter is made for, and she is just made to fly, and it's such an enjoyable flight. Sometimes with some certain quadcopters I fly them and I think, oh, it's going to take a little while to get to learn its little tricks, but not with this guy. This guy flies true, he flies very straight, and there's no problems at all. Now this camera, I did say at the start, now I think this camera is probably one of the best cameras on a toy grade quadcopter for this price, and I still stand by that. I think that is the case. Another thing as well that blew me away was exactly how little jello we have on the camera, for the fact that it hasn't got a spring, it hasn't got any sort of compression mechanism to take the jello out. That in itself, that's quite good. Speed mode 1, quite slow, but still really, really stable. Speed mode 2, a little bit quicker, you see the front pitch forward a little bit more. Speed mode 3, the front pitches all the way, and she just goes for it, and it's brilliant. But the main thing that I notice with this is sometimes when you increase the speed mode 3, the quadcopter arcs quite widely as it goes to turn. This guy doesn't. This guy just literally just turns on the spot and flies back to you. It's really, really, really good. Okay, the transmitter. I had a bit of a hot spot for this transmitter when I flew it the first time, just because I like the fact that we've got these little pads on the inside, and we've got this lip on the outside of the quadcopter, on the outside of the transmitter there as well. And it held my phone so entirely securely. I mean, the phone I'm using is my old phone, and it's the iPhone 6S. So I don't want to smash it. I've looked after it for years, and I just want it to be inside here, and I just want it to be secure, and it is. I feel as if it's secure, and with the transmitter out all the way as well, it really makes you feel as if you're flying a huge aeroplane. But that being said, all the buttons are quite easily reachable. I still think there are far too many buttons on this thing. There doesn't need to be, and there's no labels, which makes it absolutely a nightmare to try and remember. But the ones that you are going to be most using are the automatic landing, automatic takeoff, trim left and right, as well as speed increase here as well. Obviously, if you're using the JJRC app, then you won't be needing to find the record button, because you can just do it on your smartphone, click the little record icon on there. But again, transmitter range easily got down to the bottom of this basketball court with no pressure, and it went up, and it went up really quite high. I'd say at least 25-30 foot, and again, no pressure, no issues whatsoever. Once again, really happy with how the quadcopter works and how the transmitter works as well. So there we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.